The story for day 18 is all about photos with Santa. So this was the day that we headed out to the mall to go and have a visit with Santa so the kids could let them know what it was that they wanted for Christmas. So I had booked this appointment quite a while in advance. It was the first year that our mall was doing a system where you had to book an appointment to be able to go visit Santa in advance, so I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but we got there and the kids got to go ahead and tell the big guy what it was they wanted. And then just as we were getting ready to leave, the lovely team of people who were working there said, "Well, do you want a family picture too?" And these were not like from a photo package, these are just pictures that they were letting me take with my phone. So I said, sure, why not? And I handed over my phone and they took our family photo with Santa. So as I was thinking about how I wanted to tell this story of just going to get pictures done with Santa, it made me think about when was the last time that I got my picture taken with Santa. And I went back into my older photos and I found the ones of my brother and I when we were growing up and the photos that we had with Santa. And I texted my mom because I had no idea what years they were from, and she gave me kind of a rough time frame for when those photos were taken. So what I want to say here is that even though going to get your picture taken with Santa or taking your kids to see Santa every year might be something that you do the same way every year, this is a really good example of repeating the same story over and over again, because every time it's a slightly different story. The kids are a little bit older, and their wish list is different and the experience is different. That's one part of the story, but then the other part of the story could be more reflective about how you've experienced this in the past, if this is a tradition that you and your family participate in too. So there's a couple of different stories that I'm going to fit into day 18. So my plan here, in terms of how this is going to all come together, is to create a pocket on the left hand side. I've got some patterned paper, or this was a 3x4 journaling card that I enlarged to be kind of like the bottom half of a full page here. I also did some journaling on vellum, and I'm going to go ahead and layer that over top of it. And then the photo, the family photo for us, is going to sit on the top, and then this journaling explains the story about how we got our family picture taken. This is actually going to be a really cool little zine, something that I learned from Tina Aszmus of LifeLovePaper. She does these really cool little projects, and I picked up the idea from her to be able to just take a single sheet of paper, and I'm going to show you how I fold this to create just like a little mini book. And it's going to sit inside the pocket with the journaling over here. The other part of this story is the actual, like the official photos with Santa and what the kids asked him for. And then a third part of this story is just that our day did not look quite as merry as I had anticipated it might. And there was definitely progression that you can see in the photos here. So we started off where Emily was super happy and excited to be going to see Santa. And then very suddenly, a very serious case of hangriness set in. And so there's this photo as well that just explains the real part of the story. And then the third photo is when we got home. My husband had prepared her a fancy cheese plate for a snack, and everything was right in the world again. So I have got a divided page protector that I'm going to use over here on the right hand side, and I'm going to take those 3x4 photos and just fill in the page protector as well as the journaling that goes along with it, which is on one of these guys over here. So my next steps is really going to be crop all these pieces out and start assembling. I have got my pocket prepped up here, and I've punched the hole so that I can put it in my album on the left hand side. So the next thing I want to do is work on folding up my zine, and I'm going to just kind of slow things down and explain what I'm doing here as we work through it. I am going to use my scoring board and a bone folder to help make sure that I'm getting the nice straight lines that I need for a good crisp zine here. So I have gone ahead and printed my pictures on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of matte photo paper. Ideally for the zines you would want the paper to be a bit thinner, not quite so heavy, but I didn't have any in my stash at this point, so I'm going to just make do with what I've got here. So first of all, we're going to do one score line right down the middle. Basically we're going to cut this now into 4 quadrants. Not cut it, but score it. So the first one is going to be at the 5.5 inch mark. Then the next one should be about 2.75 inches on each side. So we're going to flip it around and again pinpoint 2.75 inches. Okay, so we should now be able to go ahead and fold this into basically eight sections of this paper here. And I'm going to use my bone folder tool to try to make it nice and crisp. And we're going to fold each of these scored lines. Okay, so now that we've got all of those scores folded, we need to cut a slit right across the middle in between these 4 quadrants here. So I'm going to grab my craft knife. Okay, I've got my craft knife and my ruler, and we want to make sure that we try to get this as close to the middle of the scored line as we can here. And it looks like that went through okay. Okay, so this is going to fold here, and then you can see that it there's an opportunity here once we fold it in half that slit allows for an opening. So we're going to go ahead and fold these pieces over. And then the other thing that I think I'm going to do is just go back and fold again over some of these edges here on each of the pages. Just so we get nice crisp lines. Okay, so that kind of makes this little booklet. So I have already printed a little Santa. This was from the digital 6x8 transparencies that were released in 2019 for the front cover. And then each page has got, well, first I've just done a little description of what's inside here, and then each page has got a picture from a different year of one of my childhood photos with Santa. So this is just going to fit right inside this little pocket over here. And I'll think about if there's anything else I want to do to add extra embellishments or anything on there. I was considering adding like a wood veneer camera, or also have the red pleather badge that says Authentic Santa. That would be a cute fit to go on there too. So I'm going to think about that a little bit more, and then I'm going to continue doing the work on the right hand side here. The right hand side in the 3x4 pockets is going to be really simple. I just have my 3x4 photos printed. I'm going to slide right into the pockets. And a little bit of journaling. There we go for that story. And then I want to do an insert that has got the official Santa pics for the day. And I think that I am considering doing like stretching out this transparency. I really like this star transparency. It's 3x8. I can't remember if it was released in 2018 or 2019. As part of the 3x8 transparency collection. So I'm thinking that I would like to possibly adapt this to make it even just a little bit wider so that I can pop my photo on top there. The other thing is I think I'm going to turn this into a little tag and stick it in behind the photos. So I'm going to work on that next.